Dead in Hip Hop album review, Aminé, Limbo. Before we get into the review, just want to give y'all a little bit of backstory on Mr. Aminé, the rapper. His real name is Adam Amine Daniel. He was born April 18, 1994, and his debut single, Caroline, peaked at number 11 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart back in 2017. So that is also when his debut album came out. Never heard of him, though.
I don't know how it popped up on my feed. I think maybe somebody retweeted it or liked it. You know how Twitter does that. Mm-hmm. And he was just kind of promoting his album. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. I had, some time today. I was like, so I just tweeted, who is this? Mm-hmm. Quote tweeted it. And people replied, like, oh, he's a rapper from Portland, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay. It sounds familiar, but if I'm asking, I don't know who he is. So I actually was going through my iTunes library. Sometimes if I'm unfamiliar with the rapper, or if I've come across a rapper, I should say, I will put him in my library with the intentions of going to listen to later. Good for You 2017 and 1.5 2018 are not in here. So this is really interesting timing for me, and just kind of like how we got here with that tweet. And then, of course, I don't know if you're going to touch on this, but we did the live stream.
Yep, and people were blowing us up about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm glad that you mentioned the Portland, Oregon thing, because I was going to go there as well. Because, oftentimes you can kind of tell where somebody's from by their music, and he's musically ambiguous. Like where the fuck is this guy from? And he doesn't even talk about Portland at all. Like, not one mention. Huh?
I thought he was from Cali.
I thought he was from California too.
Yeah, he has a Cali vibe to his music, so I kind of assumed. But then when I did like a little bit of research to kind of tell y'all a little backstory on him, like Portland, Oregon. What the fuck did the last rapper come out of Portland, Oregon? And that's no disrespect to Portland. I'm pretty sure there's super dope MCs and everything out there, but nobody's made it to the Billboard Hot 100, at least to my knowledge, outside of Mr. Aminé. But his music definitely has a Cali vibe. That's originally what I thought. And then in terms of the album, so when we were gonna review this, like now I try not to look at the track listing as much as possible. Sometimes it happens. Looking at the track listing and looking at the features, before I even cut this on, I was super interested. Like, bro, you got Jid and Charlie Wilson on one song. Then you got Young Thug. And then Slowthai on Pressure in My Palms. Then Summer Walker.
And Vince Staples on that track too. Yeah.
Huh? Oh yeah, Vince. Track. And then Injury Reserve. Like, nigga, yeah, that's like literally the spectrum. Like that's pretty amazing. So when I put it on and that sample, I'm like, yo, this sample's been used a million times, but I haven't heard it like this. Whatever.
I was gonna say another fun fact, I guess. He's the boyfriend on Insecure that Kelly had brought to the concert. I don't know if y'all knew that.
I didn't know.
Wait.
Yeah, that's the same guy. the one that was kind of dumb acting.
Yeah,
that's him.
Oh, that's funny. Shit. Yeah, now I see it.
Yeah, that's
wow.
Because when I saw him, I was like, why does he look familiar? And then Naomi said, oh, that's the guy she had brought to the concert. He was just kind of dumbfounded.
Wow.
That's him.
Damn, this dude, this
making
dude,
moves.
Yeah, he's making major moves. But yeah, man, like this album is really good. But it feels like, again, like A Tale of Two Halves to a degree, where the first part is a lot of rapping, which I enjoyed. The second part is more singing, which I enjoyed too. Because at first I didn't know he was a singer like that. So I'm like, nigga, who else you got featured on this shit, dog? Like, where is you at? But man, like this dude, I think the biggest takeaway I took from listening to this entire project was he is uber talented, like uber to the point where it's like, how is this the first time I'm hearing about you? Like, how did people not blow us up in our mentions before now about this guy?
I mean, it's possible this could be like more polished work of his. It's also possible, I mean, who knows if we've gotten emails about him in our catch-all email address, or probably in mine. I will have to check to see. For him to be active since 2017 is the first album that I'm seeing even when I look on Wikipedia. But nevertheless, I mean, you know, he's probably got to the point where he is like being recognized now for his work.
And rightfully so. Woodlawn was super dope. I thought it was interesting, his relationship with Kobe, because I'm a little older, right? And I have relationships with basketball players like Kobe, but more and older than them. But just to hear somebody younger, he's 10 years younger than me, say like when Kobe died, a part of him died. And I wonder how many more young people, right? Because you're the biggest Kobe fan out of like the majority of people I know. Mm-hmm. Did you feel that way? Did you feel like a part of you died when Kobe passed?
Nah. Like, it was weird when I heard him say that. I was like, damn, he must be like really young. Mm-hmm. I was young when Kobe came into the league. Don't get me wrong.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? I was like 18 or something like that. But like, but not that young to where I would look at him as a father figure. You know what I'm saying? You know, I almost look at him more as a peer than a father figure. You know what I'm saying? So, so yeah, it was just kind of weird to hear him say that. I had a different relationship with Kobe than that. More of like just as a man, like
100%,
not as a father. You know?
Exactly, because I felt like, at least for me growing up, because when Kobe came into the league in '96, I was in 6th grade. So. Oh, I thought y'all was looking at me like, oh, he trying to throw shade again. But I was in 6th grade, so I felt like growing up with Kobe, I personalized a lot of his struggles, getting into the league, not getting the playing time, knowing that you're great, shooting air balls, you know what I'm saying? And then finally getting over that hump, getting that opportunity and proving everybody wrong, you know what I'm saying? So like I've always had that type of relationship with Kobe, but to hear a younger cat say that, like I want to ask more young people, and you know, if you're younger, if you're in Aminé's age group, you know what I'm saying, put it definitely in the comments. Let me know what your relationship with Kobe was like, because I like just hearing him talk and making a whole song about it, I was just like, damn, bro, like I didn't, like I knew he touched a lot of people, but I didn't know that relationship was that strong with the youth.
The tail end of that when he said, "I'm 26, whoa," and it's almost like it's almost like a revelation, seeing what happened with him, with Kobe just dying and him coming to face with his own, you know, mortality as well. So that's what I took from that, and you know, I don't know like how he grew up. I don't know if he was, you know, in the streets. I didn't get any indication of that from here, but if he was. And seeing that happen, I could see him, you know, coming face to face with that reality. I think with this particular album, it's interesting because, again, I only listened to it because of Twitter, and there was a curiosity when it dropped, so I just went ahead and listened to it, and I thought it was a cool listen the first time I listened to it. I was like, okay, that's not bad, you know. I think he's kind of versatile here and there. I like the sound of it. You know, he raps fairly well, so I was okay with it. I was like, okay, that was cool. I'll keep him on radar. And then when, you know, of course, we got hit up on the live stream, and then I started listening a little bit more, you know, intently. I was like, huh. As I kept listening to it, I started to kind of find more and more songs that I like. So the first listen, like, it was like the first couple of tracks, Burden, Woodlawn, Roots, of course, were songs that I liked. And then right kind of towards the middle, well, I'll say 5 and 6, I was cool with, but not, you know, in love with. Shimmy kind of brought me back. Pressure in My Palms was good. Then Riri, but it's kind of when it hits that R&B side of it is when I started to kind of pick right back up and started to listen. I was like, oh, he has some nice hooks on here. He has some nice melodies on the second half. I thought Injury Reserve was good and clever on Fetus. I understood Mama. It's not one that I'm a fan of, but that's like his old, so I'm cool with that. And I thought Easy was good. But the one that caught my attention was Becky. And I didn't pay attention to the song the first time until yesterday when I was out mowing the lawn. And I was like, I was listening to it, I was like, okay, I like this. I wasn't really listening to the lyrics or the hook or the chorus. And then I was like, oh man, this got a nice vibe to it. And I looked, I said, why does he name this Becky? Is he talking about white people? And then I started to really listen. And I'm like, oh shit.
The first line.
My mind was just elsewhere.
Mama
And I
said,
was like,
don't bring a white girl home to me.
First line.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened the first 3 or 4 times. But that song was interesting because I don't know if people know about Portland, but Portland and Oregon in general is racist, and Portland is really white.
I didn't know that they were racist.
Yeah. Black people couldn't go to Oregon for a good number of years. Like this was a law.
But are they? But I'm saying when you say that Portland is racist,
I heard they're still like that.
I've never heard that. I've heard the exact opposite.
Really?
Now, I'm not saying you're wrong.
No.
I'm
Wait.
saying you're wrong. You could be right. I'm just saying, in my experience, I've heard the exact opposite. That places like Portland,
Seattle,
Denver, Seattle, they're white. They're very white states, but they're very liberal, like progressive states. I've never heard that Portland is racist.
And maybe Oregon is the state, but maybe not those particular cities. Because I could say Georgia is racist, but Atlanta
Is racist.
Atlanta?
Yes.
ITP?
Yes.
Well,
ITP, OTP,
I
all
haven't-
kinds of TP in this bitch.
I'll tell you what. Manny, who's on the Dead End Podcast Network, he has a podcast. I believe he stays in Portland, Oregon. I will check with him
I thought he was in
and
Cali.
see. No, he's in Portland. I think he's in Oregon.
We think everybody from Portland's from Cali, apparently.
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Going back to the song title though, like I think Becky at this point is synonymous with white.
It is,
Yeah.
but I wasn't looking. No. And that's the thing. Like that was my first time really like looking at the song title because I was like, I like this song. What's the name of this song? Like getting ready for the review, and I was like, Becky. Oh, what is he talking about in this song?
hilarious.
Oh, Mama. I'm just.
That's hilarious.
But I've heard those lines before.
That's what I was gonna ask
Yeah.
y'all. Like, have your parents ever said that? No.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mine didn't.
My mom did. She didn't say it as direct as that.
She said she can't use your comb, don't bring her home.
She was just like, she just felt like I was too good for that type of thing. Like she just felt like that a black woman deserves me or whatever.
That's cute.
That's how she looked at me. Like she was like, black women need men like you type of thing. That's what she instilled at me.
That sounds like something. I never even met his mom, but that just sounds like something I would imagine his mom would say.
Yeah, can you see what came out? Exactly. So yeah.
She would say that.
Yeah. So that's what I remember my mom saying. She went like exclusively like, don't bring no white girl home. It was just like, well, son, you can do what you want, but a black woman deserves it. You know what I'm saying? That's how she always expressed it to me. I want to go back to another one of your points, Ken, was that you said it picked back up for you when the singing. That's when it kind of fell back off for me personally.
Me too.
Yeah, you too?
That's why I looked at you.
Yeah.
I was like, because I was expecting you to go the route that I was thinking, and I was like,
that threw me off.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this album is cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not bugging about it. Like, I don't know that I really understand the way people were like coming at me like, you have to hear this.
Right.
It's good. He's definitely a dope rapper, and he's got a great ear for beats. But I don't think I'll return to this. Like, Burden was dope. The acoustic guitar and all that. The beat was nice, and the way he sounded over it, like he sounded great. Woodlawn, great. Roots was really, really, really dope. I really enjoyed Roots, especially like if you see Charlie Wilson, you see Jid. It's gonna be a dope song. Charlie Wilson killed that hook, and Jid said that shit like she liked my third eye, but she loved my third leg. I laughed out loud. But when it got to Can't Decide, I was just like, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And then Compensating, I was actually looking forward to hearing the Young Thug. That was Compensating, right? And I was just like, dang, I'm not really stoked on what Young Thug did here. He didn't sound bad, but I just wasn't excited about it. It didn't bring me back until Pressure in My Palms. I was like, oh,
Yeah, that's dope.
oh, the way that beat came in, he was like, this is Britney Spears when she was bald, nigga.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, all all right, man, this is what I'm talking about. And he's spitting all hard. And then Vince came in and he does his little goofy thing. I didn't really get why Slowthai was there because it was like he did like half a bar.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get what the point was there, but Vince killed that shit. After that, man, I tapped out. Riri did not do it for me. No.
Same.
No.
So
Easy, Mama, and when you talking about Becky, I didn't like that song at all. And
Really?
No,
Me neither.
I appreciate his attempt, but it was just like the idea that you're putting out here is great, but it's like, why don't you go a little bit deeper? Like he didn't really say anything very in depth.
It felt surface.
It was very, very, very surface level. And listening to him rap, I feel like he could go a lot deeper there, but he just didn't for some reason. It didn't bring me back into the last song, which was My Reality. And that shit was dope. It had like a Kanye vibe to it. I like the part where he says something, 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 taxes.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, I did like that.
But-
Hey,
What was
Allen
it?
Iverson.
Yeah, just a play on it.
He said,
We'll show it to you
know,
after. We'll show you
practice.
the
We've
video
mentioned
after.
it before when AI was like, practice.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know
yeah.
that's what that. Okay,
Yeah.
Got it. But yeah, that had like a nice. Even the production kind of sounded a little Kanye-ish, but it didn't sound too Kanye to the point where it sounded like he was biting or anything. But
Influence.
Yeah, you could definitely hear the influence there, but the R&B stuff didn't work for me at all, man.
Oh no, me
It
neither.
really
Really?
wasn't. Nah.
So it was interesting. So like the first time I listened to it, I was like, okay, I felt like y'all. Like, yeah, I'm not fucking with this because the rapping was so good. So I'm just like, yeah, nah, whatever. So as I listened to it and I started paying attention like you did, Ken, I was like, oh wait, hold on. This is him singing. Like this is so aesthetically, sonically, it started to capture me because I had to pay more attention to it. And when I did, like, I actually liked what it was. Like, I agree with your synopsis of like Becky being very surface. He could have went deeper, but to Ken's point, I feel it sounded good, like on the surface.
I didn't even really think it sounded that good.
Really?
'Cause,
Like I enjoyed it.
On that song, I wasn't really feeling his singing voice that much. I liked the rapping part better. He was rapping the hook, but singing the verses. And I was like, okay, that's an interesting flip. But I just really wasn't feeling his singing voice that much.
Yeah, I was feeling it.
But, you know, I mean, I think he's definitely making a smart move by incorporating two styles because he's going to suck in multiple fan bases. But for me, I don't know, man. Maybe if people weren't like, yo, this is amazing. You guys got to hear this. This is the best thing, then maybe I wouldn't have walked in with such high expectations. But my high expectations only lasted for like 4 songs.
Having heard it before the live stream, I already kind of knew what to expect going in. For me, just seeing people ask for it over and over again was like, oh, there really is some interest in this guy. Maybe we should cover him.
Did you know what to expect before you listened to it the first time?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
So my first listen, you know, like I said earlier, like I was cool with it. I was like, okay, that's cool. Kind of where you guys are right now. You know, but the more and more I listened to it, when I started to kind of gather my analysis, like just versatility. Like he's all over the place, kind of what you're saying. Like he's reaching so many different people, you know, with this sound. I didn't even really pay attention to his singing voice again until yesterday.
Right.
And you guys know that I typically like R&B shit anyway. So that's why the second half I like and picked up a little bit more for me because I felt like he was able to craft some really pleasant sounding R&B songs, which is typically a struggle for rappers in general that try to do both. So I thought that again lended to his talents, and I was like, okay, this is actually not bad that he's able to actually do both to a degree where it's sonically pleasing, and then it's up to the individual listener to decide whether or not they like the content of it as well.
Right.
So yeah, that's why I was like, okay, it's not bad. And even on the first listen, like the R&B melodic, you know, hooks and stuff kind of brought me back in too on the very first listen. So but yeah, so I was in general, I was definitely cool with this project overall. I do think it's an enjoyable listen.
I'm gonna revisit it because I thought it was good, but it wasn't like the way that people were making it seem. Like it wasn't this overwhelmingly like crazy project that we had to listen to, or else we were fucking up for 2020.
Yeah.
I didn't get that vibe. I definitely did not get that vibe. But it's a good project. Like I said at the beginning, like this dude is uber talented, and I feel like it would have been a misstep to not even know about this guy. But this project isn't like. It's not crazy. Like it's nowhere near my top 10 at all.
Right.
Like it's not there, but it's a really good project. It's, he's really talented. Again, like that's my biggest takeaway. Like, damn, this motherfucker can really rap and really sing.
I give him props for whatever, man. Like like you said, he's definitely talented. And not everything that I don't enjoy is synonymous with bad. I don't think this is bad. But I was just confused by the whole thing because of the way like people were like, yo, you got to hear this. You got to hear this. And especially like I had been tagged a couple of times. Like, yo, have you heard of this Aminé project? So I feel like at this point, after so many years of doing this, if people are tagging me specifically, then I kind of put this in like this certain bucket that they must think that this sounds like. So I'm like, okay, this must be some like crazy, spitterific, whatever. Or it's going to be some really experimental shit. So when I heard the first track, I was like, okay, cool. I see why people sent this to me. But by the time it got to like Roots, I was just like, all right, I don't get it. Like, why were you guys harassing me about this? I could see them sending it to you. Maybe not so much even you really, because it's not like a bump in the whip type of album. But I could see them sending it to you. But I was like, why are y'all tagging me in this? This isn't up my alley. But there was never a time where I was like, dude, this shit is trash. I don't know why people are even talking about this guy. It's a good project. It's a cool project, but it's not a project that I would want to return to.
All right, favorite tracks for me, give me Burden, Woodlawn, Roots, Easy, and Fetus.
Favorite tracks: Roots, Fetus, Easy, Pressure in My Palms, and Woodlawn.
I'm gonna go Burden, Roots, Pressure in My Palm, My Reality. I'm trying to remember if I think I liked Woodlawn, so I'm gonna go Woodlawn.
All right, Amine, if you watching, hey bro, this is a good project to come into you. I feel like because you displayed your diversity of talents, and I appreciate that. And like I keep saying, like that's the biggest takeaway I took from this is that the level of a rapper that you are and the level of a singer that you are, it's hard to find one person that has that. But you're super dope, and I'm interested to. I'm definitely gonna go back and listen to that 2017 project, and I'm interested to see like where your career goes from now. Obviously, you were in Issa's show and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see like what other avenues your career takes you. So, but I think you're super dope, man. I enjoyed the project, and we'll see what the future holds for you.
Amine, if you're watching. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed listening to this project. I like the versatility you display as an artist, and I think moving forward for your career, that's going to work well for you because you're able to appeal to a lot of different people on that. And I think in terms of rapping, I think you also have that ability as well. So I think that's going to definitely work for you, I believe. It's your third project. Just judging from like the climate and the way that people talk about you as a rapper, as an artist, you definitely are growing your fan base and you have a lot of enthusiastic fans out there. So and it made it to our radar, and here we are covering the album. So again, I think it's definitely solid work, and much success to you in the future.
Aminé, good job on the project. Even if it's not totally up my alley, I can see why people are really into you, and you definitely have a lot of people into you because they were blowing up our mentions quite a bit, man. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep bringing these different fan bases together. You got an amazing ear for beats, and I feel like you're building up a very, very, very solid career. So keep doing your thing.